I've had to come to some pretty hard truths about language learning recently. As some of you know, I've been going at Russian pretty decently for almost 3 years now, but I think it may be time to rethink that. What's up, everyone? My name is Mark, and this is Language Come Up, a place where I come up and you do too. It's been easy for me to get lost in Russian. The music, the language, the movies, it's really given me something I can hold on to in this pandemic. It's helped me get over a terrible breakup, loneliness. It's given me a sense of achievement. It's really just kept me going forward and thinking of the future and that things will be all right. It represented the future. So starting from earlier this month, things have really started to resume in my social life, and it's really ignited something there for Spanish that really hadn't existed for quite some time. I've spoken very little Spanish within the last year. I've been really in this whole Russian world. I teach English, so actually there hasn't been much Spanish despite living in Mexico City. But I've started to see my friends more regularly. I've started to go out to social events, nightlife, take some trips, meet new people, and I just feel literally like a new man. And all of a sudden, the importance of Spanish has just reappeared. And I did some things to maintain my Spanish within the last year, but basically just watched some YouTube and Netflix, right? And my Spanish isn't so completely far off from where it was before, and I don't think it'd take a long time for me to get it back. But the thing is, I've come to the realization that I have this goal to be near native, and I don't literally necessarily have a time frame like 2 to 5 years. I actually think it's going to be a very long process, but I think I need to start paying attention to Spanish on a more serious level. And now I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons why I believe that I've experienced this mind shift. So the first one is that Mexico became real for me. All right, so I've been, like us all, we're in this pandemic, but I've been in an apartment alone literally for over 1.5 years. We're talking almost 2 years. And I don't have a girlfriend anymore, who was literally like my only social interaction that I had, and we spoke in Spanish, but that's been done for just about 1 year, and I really just was absorbed into Russian. It became kind of like, since Mexico was put on pause and even Spanish, Russian became just the thing that I fell into in terms of like a sanctuary or like a safe place, and I mean this all in a good way, and it gave me a lot of hope for the future. It kept me going in the present for the future, but Mexico has just become live again, and of course Spanish is a very important part of that. So the second reason is basically work. So in Mexico, I'm an English teacher, but that's not such a viable option in the States. So I've had this idea in mind for years now that in the States I can kind of reestablish myself as a Spanish-English hospital interpreter, right? And this is just another reason to really buckle down with my Spanish, because I want to be as good as possible for the job, and literally there's really no more time to put it off. I've been in the whole, I gotta speak Russian well, I wanna speak Russian well, because I'm gonna go there next year and I want it to be as good as possible, but I have to be realistic with myself. I'm going back home next year to live, and I need to support myself. So reason number 2. And number 3, and speaking quite honestly, there's still a lot of improvement to be made. So in 2017, at the end of the year, I passed the C1 certificate for Spanish. And for me, that was a huge goal of mine. I wanted to leave Mexico with that certified C1. I wanted to wait till I had a C1 level before even starting Russian. So when I did that, I felt okay about just starting Russian. And since then, I've just been living the language. But the truth of the matter is, if I want to be near native, it's going to take so much more work than just the standard A1 to C2 levels. I think that basically you get to C2 and you start all over, but you're on a different scale. Instead of like for just foreign language, it is near native. It's like it all starts over. Now you're at like near native 1, near native 2, and so on. And the truth is, I've been judging myself so much based on the other people's Spanish in terms of foreigners. I always would tell myself, oh yeah, you know, my Spanish is good. Of course, it's not perfect, but I'm better than most foreigners that I've ever met. And, you know, that got me along for only so long, but now I'm starting to realize that, you know, if I'm going to make this push towards near native, I can no longer judge myself on a foreign level, right? A foreign speaker of the language level. It now has to be on a different track. And I have had this idea to be near native, and if I don't start now, when will I? So I'm a guy that likes to put all his eggs in one basket, because I know to rise to the top of something, or to get as good as I can, that's what I have to do. That's what I did with my running. That's what I did when I wanted to learn the guitar. And that's what I did with Russian for the time that I've been studying it. But now the truth is I just need to find a way to study 2 languages actively. And that kind of worries me because, you know, my attention could be split, my time and my energy. And I'm going to have to find a way to balance that. There's a really great quote from Marcus Aurelius that I really, really love. And it starts like, love the discipline you know and let it guide you. So I've taken all this time to really build a habit with Russian. Russian is a part of my everyday life. So I guess I have to trust the work that I did and keep pushing, because I do want to learn this language. I always have. But I think that I can't forsake the present for the future. And what I mean by that is that I have this trip planned to Russia. It's not official, but it's official in my mind. And I want to do it in the summer. So, you know, I've gotten up to a certain level in Russian and I like see the finish line. And I just want to throw all my eggs in one basket to get as good as possible for when I arrive. But I realize that I can't forsake all of the things that I just talked about, the reasons that it's really time for me to get serious about Spanish again and make this push. And I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm going to continue studying Russian, and by the time I go there, I'll be as good as I can be, right? And it just will have to be something kind of more even and long-term. Even though I wanted to study the language long-term, it's just the idea of, let's say that I had 10 months to go to Russia. I know that I could throw everything at it and just, you know, really make that final push, and that's exciting for me. But I'm going to have to be disciplined in that matter. I know just as well as anyone that language learning is a journey and the come up never ends. Sometimes we have to make hard decisions in our language learning and just go with it. So guys, what do you think about this? Have you guys ever had to make any hard decisions in relating to your language learning? Are you going through anything now? Let me know, and give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't. Check out some of my other videos. Got lots of good stuff on language learning on this channel. I wish you all the best and stay on your come up.